All right, thanks for that, Yvonne. Well, joining us now in studio, we are delighted to have Anthony von Mandl from Mission Hill. Thanks for coming in. And you've just won the creme de la creme of awards out there for the best Pinot Noir. World's best.
Well, this is as big as it gets. This is the biggest, this is the #1 competition in the world. The Decanter wine competition in London that was just held. And to win...
Tastes like a winner to me.
You're supposed to wait for us.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
You're an expert. But really to win, I mean, 14,000 wines entered from all over the world. So to win the world's top Pinot Noir, something that everybody strives to produce in an area that's unknown really internationally for Pinot Noir, it really stunned the entire 1,000 black tie audience.
This is your bottle shock moment.
This is it, and ironically, the chairman of the competition who gave the award, Steven Spurrier, is the star of the movie.
Wow.
The movie is about him, because in 1976 he ran the Paris tasting. He was an English wine merchant living in Paris, where the California wines beat out the best from France and put California and Napa Valley on the world map. So that has just happened for the Okanagan.
That's right. Okay, so you purchased the winery back in 1981, and back then, I mean, BC wines, to be fair, I mean, people really sort of frowned upon them. They sort of poo-pooed them.
Well, they were produced from different grapes in mass, and frankly, there wasn't much there, and it was really a desert. And it took a lot. I mean,
Was it what would be appropriately known as swill?
Well, there were a lot of, you know, and it's no different than what was happening in California.
Yeah, and you had doubts though at the time, right? You had a vision, but it was touch and go.
I didn't know. All I knew was that the Okanagan produces, I think, the finest peaches and cherries and apricots and apples in the world. And because of that and the great ripeness, yet great acidity in the fruit, that we could grow incredible grapes. But it took from 81 to 94 until we found out, when we floored the world in London and won the top Chardonnay at that time in the world.
I want to talk about Pinot Noir because I hear people have a love-hate relationship with growing this grape.
Particularly if you try and grow it and make wines, because it's called the heartbreak grape. And there have been movies made about that.
Because?
It's extremely difficult to grow, extremely difficult to get the kinds of high qualities, and people most often are heartbroken. So people are trying to grow Pinot Noir now all over the world, in all kinds of regions. And, you know, Oregon's become famous, New Zealand, and of course the Russian River Valley in California, and Burgundy, where it all originated. And against all those wines, you know, our Mission Hill Martin's Lane, 485 cases, named after my late father. By the way, the vineyard is right in front of our home, because we grow over 85% of all of our own grapes at Mission Hill.
Let's talk about this particular Pinot Noir. What makes it world class?
What makes it kind of the best is through blind tasting. So it's about the aroma, it's about the taste, it's about the aftertaste, it's about the delicacy, the elegance.
So what should I be looking for here with this smell?
Number one, just by barely swirling your glass, you get this amazing bouquet, and you get raspberries, and you get sort of red fruit. And then when you try the wine, there's this breadth and elegance, breadth of flavor, and an aftertaste that lingers on. It's just something. And by the way, I mean, this is 2011. This wine will only improve over the years, and this is only the second vintage.
Wow.
I mean, that's the other stunning thing from a very cold year in the Okanagan. So what we can do going forward, I think, is we can really set the pace in the world for Pinot Noir. This is, as I said, a watershed moment for the Okanagan Valley and for Canada.
So winning an award like this, if you go to a fancy restaurant now somewhere around the world, you may be able to get this wine.
You can find this in a few restaurants around the world. Although we only made 485 cases, you can find them in a few restaurants in Vancouver. If you want to find it, you really have to go on our website or go to Mission Hill Family Estate, and it's one bottle at a time now.
So, very quickly, back in '81, there were 5 wineries. Now in BC, there's 220. Where do you see the future going?
Well, there will be more, but the valley is, I mean, the Okanagan, and we have some wonderful regions, Cowichan and the Gulf Islands. I mean, but the most we can ever do in the Okanagan might be 12 or 13,000 acres. That's it. That compares to 500,000 in California. That compares to 50,000 in Napa. So 5 times more in Napa alone. And Europe is 7.4 million. So the only way we can really be in the world, on the world wine map, is through quality. And that's why, I mean, we have 4 out of 5 viticulturalists, these are people that tend to the grape scientists, in the Okanagan Valley work for Mission Hill.
Wonderful.
That's the kind of investment we're making, and the results are clear.
Well, thanks for sharing your beautiful wine, and congratulations. What an honor.
Thank you. Look forward to your visit.
I look forward to coming.
And many more great wines.
Yes,
Thank you.
indeed. So we're going to sports. Do we need to have
Well,
a
we'll
cheers for the
find. Well,
Canucks?
I will tell you whether you need, if the Canucks going to drive you to drink or not. Basically.
Sounds good.